And here we are on page 2 of graphing ellipses. So example C. If you look inside the parentheses, the H and the K tell us their center is -3, 2. Underneath the X is the larger number, so that tells us A is 4. Underneath the Y is the smaller number, so that tells us B is the square root of 12. So I start by graphing my center at -3, 2. Since the A was underneath the X, that says I'm going to go right 4 and left 4 to get my vertices. And you could actually add these up, but I just left it as -3 plus or minus 4. Then you plug square root of 12 into your calculator to find out that it's, about 3.5, pretty close. So from the center, you're going to go up and down that amount to get your covertices. So you could just plug it into your calculator and find out what that equals, but I just left it as 2 plus or minus root 12. To find the focus points, c squared equals a squared minus b squared. So c squared equals 4, and so c equals 2. And remember, the focus points go the same direction as the vertices, so left and right. So right 2, left 2 give us our 2 focus points. All right, so D. Our center is -4, -4. There's a 1 underneath this, so that tells us that A is 1. The square root of 1 is 1. 1/4 is the smaller number, so the square root of 1/4 is 1/2. So I graphed my center, and since the larger number was underneath the X, that tells me to go right 1 and left 1 to get my vertices. The smaller number was under the Y, so that tells me to go up 1/2 and down 1/2 to get my covertices. And then c squared equals 1 minus 1/4. So c squared is 3/4, so c is the square root of 3/4. And you can plug that into your calculator and approximate what that equals. So you go left and right a little bit less than 1 to get your 2 focus points. And that's example D. So E and F, we have to first complete the square. And it's a little bit different than circles because the numbers in front of the x squared and y squared are different. If they were the same number, then it would still be a circle. So I can't just divide everything by 9. So what I have to do is look just at my x's and put the 9 out front, which would leave me with x squared minus 6x. Then I look just at the 2 terms that have y's, and I take out the 4, which leaves me with y squared plus 10y. And the constant, I just move over to the other side. So now I'm going to complete the square. So 1/2 of 6 is 3. 3 squared is 9. But if I were to distribute, I didn't actually add 9. I actually added 81. And 1/2 of 10 is 5. 5 squared is 25. But again, if I were to distribute the 4, I didn't actually add 25. I actually added 100. So on the right side, I have to add 81 and 100. So I can now factor these, and I have x minus 3 squared, y plus 5 squared. Add all this up together equals 144. Ellipses must be set equal to 1. So I'm going to divide both sides of this equation by 144. But 9 goes into 144 16 times, and 4 goes into 144 36 times. So this is now the standard form of my ellipse. And 16 gives us b equals 4. 36 gives us a equals 6. So looking in the parentheses, our center is at 3, -5. So I graphed 3, -5 for the center. A was 6, but it was underneath the y, so that means from